Most people drive through Washington County, Georgia, without realizing they're passing through a place that existed before the United States had a president, before the Constitution was ratified, before George Washington ever sat in office. This county was named for him in 1784, not to celebrate his presidency, but to honor a revolution that was barely over. That decision set this place apart from the very beginning, and what happened 80 years later made sure it would never forget. Asterisk, hosts Washington County Historical Society. Georgia, Washington County, Georgia sits in the east central part of the state, roughly halfway between Augusta and Macon, straddling the old fall line where the Georgia Piedmont gives way to the coastal plain. Established on February 25, 1784, it was Georgia's ninth or 10th county, depending on which source you trust. But on one fact, every source agrees it was the first county in the entire nation named for George Washington. The county seat is Sandersville, a small city that grew up at the crossing of Old Hand, Eight Coin Hats, and in Hats Eras Koraf. This territory tiny belonged Billy Dontachev, the free belonged to Srisi Quire Coin Street of the Sparrow, Biggie Hand. All the started car quanty shit was to manage Oxigouts Manchuria best tan and tabblers. We the Ursula de Pritrat. Sowa Frank, Naughty Ward, Churslan, Trial Starset, Haint. Shits Martabell, Art Sen Studs, and Rebecca can say full blood. Wirgin Shorts my wime. The railroad that first arrived here in 1841 had helped connect farmers to distant markets before the war. Now it became a lifeline for recovery. The county's deep religious fabric, Baptrooster in 1790, 1790. 7 cents it's, and it redeemed. Wefer Shark Sound. Das defense, it's red braid. Chornen sense in. Methods Mekwa Vich H. Strauss, Curinquai, Gat Frail, that I quite Zang Toss Cricket, call it. Today, Washington County, Georgia is home to just under 20,000 people. The Brown House still opens its doors on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for anyone who wants to stand where Sherman stood. The Genealogy Research Center on the Courthouse Square holds files that connect living residents to Revolutionary War soldiers. Sandersville's walking tour passes more than 30 historic homes and churches, and in Worthen, that old log jail still stands, older than most you'll find in the state of Georgia. Harchicani, Mississauga, Carcarks, and Tork. If this kind of deep Georgia history is what you're here for, subscribe to Georgia DNA. We're covering all 159 counties, and there's a story like this one waiting in every single one of them.